Hey guys, what's up? Today we're diving into the latest weekly advanced server update. We've got big news on the Rising Open League problems, and we're seeing some pretty impactful changes for heroes like Fanny, Badang, Hanzo, and more. Let's go! First up, let's talk about the Rising Open League. Many players have been frustrated by teammates not showing up for their scheduled matches. To address this, the devs have introduced a substitute recruitment feature. If your team is missing players when the match begins, you can now recruit substitutes after the preparation time ends. This should help teams stay competitive even when people don't show up. Alright, let's jump into the hero adjustments. Funny players, good news! The devs have decided to temporarily revert all the previous adjustments made to Fanny in advanced server. That means no lower base damage on her first skill, and no higher energy costs on her cables. They said they'll need to reconsider the adjustment plan for Fanny. Next, we've got Hanzo, and he's getting quite a bit of love this time around. His first skill now deals the same damage to the Turtle and Lord as it does to enemy heroes. Plus, its cooldown gets reduced by 50% when used on heroes, Turtle, or Lord. And it will also heal Hanzo based on his 10% max HP. Enhanced Skill 1 now gives weaker heal when used on a full stack target. His enhanced second skill will recover 20 energy when hitting an enemy hero. Keep in mind though, you'll only get 20 energy regardless of how many enemies you hit. His ultimate also had some improvements. It now gives faster movement speed, which is what he desperately needed. However, his energy per second is now higher. This will greatly reduce the duration of his ultimate. But thanks to the new feature on his second skill, he should be able to manage the energy cost better. You just need to hit a hero with his second skill to gain that extra 20 energy. Plus, the cooldown for his ultimate in the late game is reduced by 6 seconds. At max cooldown reduction, you can bring it down to just 7.2 seconds of downtime. That's huge. Moving on to Melissa, she's getting a slight nerf. Her movement speed has been slowed by 8 points. Meanwhile, her second skill's damage transfer ratio is lower now. However, to balance things out, the cooldown for this skill gets shorter in the later stages of the game. This change was made to reduce her burst damage with crit builds in the mid to late game. Miya is taking another hit. Her passive damage has been lowered by 5% again. It was 30% last week, and now it's down to 20%. Now let's talk about Badang. His second skill now has a fixed 9-second cooldown at all levels. No more spamming walls with cooldown builds. It's a well-deserved adjustment, don't you think? Zhuxin's second skill now consumes 10 more mana early game, but 10 less in the late game. This should balance her crowd control ability, making her a bit less oppressive early on. Yeah, I think this one's pretty fair considering how powerful she can be in the early game. As for Lukas, the devs decided to revert the buff on his ultimate explosion. No higher damage for now. Revamped Sun-shin's new ultimate got a visual adjustment. Now the cannon shots will fire from the base. So yeah, this revamp gets to keep his old skin effects. Kimmy is getting some solid buffs. Movement speed is increased by 10 points. And her passive skill gets a significant upgrade. She now gains even more magic power when converting attack speed stats. This makes the item Feather of Heaven an even better choice for her, providing a total of 105 magic power. Her basic attacks is adjusted by restoring less energy on heroes, but more on non-hero units. So you get to farm faster with this change. And her second skill will give more energy when hitting an enemy hero. Overall, a nice energy and power boost for Kimmy's revamp. That wraps up this week's advanced server update. So how do you feel about the Rising Open fix? Will you still join next season? Let me know in the comments. That's all for this video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.